Morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Today we have the Coral Show. Not the one that I'll be at, but it's like a coral market that happens about twice a year here in Vegas. I've made a fatal error. I thought because it's basically right next to the Las Vegas Strip, I was probably going to have to wait a little bit in traffic to get here because I know there's some events in the morning, like sporting events, but there was no traffic. So I'm about 30 minutes early. So I'm just kind of chilling in this car until the doors open. But soon enough, we'll go ahead and go inside and see if we can find anything good. Now, I won't be spending too much money today just because I do have a few episodes coming up in which I got a couple pretty nice things, but you'll see that later on in a future episode. But today also we're gonna do a little bit of a trade. So I have the old Reef Bright, the actinic light that I used in my old tank. One of the vendors wants to trade coral for it, so we'll go ahead and see what we can get from him. Hopefully we can find a few nice pieces, which would be super cool. I love just being able to trade equipment for coral. It's a lot easier than having to resell it because it just saves a lot of time and effort. So today I do have all the necessary stuff. Got my coffee. Oop, this car is about to hit me. Got my coffee, my insulated bag, and my little coral lens. So the show itself was pretty decent. There were a few vendors missing from the show itself, so it did seem a little sparse. There were still about, I would say, 8 or so vendors, which was still pretty good, and at least some of them had big displays, so they were selling, a crazy amount of coral in their tanks. One thing I did notice is that there are kind of a lack of the soft coral sides. So Zoas, of course, they always have, but they didn't have too many different types of leathers or like Signalaria, just other, different types of soft coral. But they did have all these standard stuff, Zoas, few sticks, not too many, especially not the higher end of the spectrum. Now, one of the coolest pieces is actually this OG bounce mushroom that you see right here, which from what they told me is actually bigger than that plate that it's on. That's a 3x3 tile, I think. So that was super cool. It was definitely out of my price range, around that 3K mark, but it's definitely something kind of cool to look at. But overall, the show itself was pretty darn good, just because there's a lot of higher end coral you don't usually see at any of the fish shops. So at least be able to see stuff you normally find at a fish store was really great. All right, so we are back home. I did go ahead and exchange those lights for some coral. Bought a couple other pieces, but we're gonna go ahead and get this guy dipped, and then I'll show you everything that we got. All right, so it's been a few days, and we've gone ahead and given some time for these corals just to open up so they look a little better. First, we're going to start with what we got for trade for the lights. So with the Reef Brights, I got this little gold torch right here. It doesn't look that great just because of the current lighting setup. It's a little bit almost nighttime for the tank itself. And we got this really nice, kind of like a gold octospawn. It's gold tips with like a purplish body. That one's actually pretty cool. I quite like that. And that is going to be from Sin City Corals. So that's actually like a local coral retail. And we're going to go ahead and label every vendor that I remember in the comments below in case you kind of want to check out their stuff. Just because some of their items are kind of cool and you don't see them all too often. The next one there is going to be this little Goniopora you see right there. And he's actually like a nice yellow color, which is super nice. Usually you don't really see that yellowish color too much. The only thing I don't quite like about this is so far it hasn't extended beyond that. And I would like it to extend a lot, kind of like my other Goniopora that you see there. But we'll see how it does in the long run. It might just not be happy as of yet. And that one was from, I believe it was called Coral Explorers. And one other one I got from them was, it's up here actually. And you can barely see it, but it's that Goniopora right there. That one is kind of a pastel color. And once that opens up a bit more, I'll go ahead and show you that. It's a little drab right now, but also a really nice piece. Good like a rainbow pastel color. I did also get this little hammer right here, which I thought was kind of cool. It's green tips and bluish tips, kind of just mixed together. I figure I didn't see that all that often. So I thought that'd be kind of a cool piece to go ahead and add to the collection. We do have, which fell down right there at the moment, a Beach Bum Monty, which has nice bright colors, those yellows, those oranges, those greens. I don't usually collect Monties too much, but it's such a bright color, you kind of can't ignore it. So I've gone ahead and added that to my collection as well. And that is pretty much it as far as the corals I bought for the show. I didn't honestly buy too many of them just because I do have a special order kind of coming in a few weeks, and I want to just kind of get ready for that and not kind of overload the tank too much with a bunch of different things. But that'll be it for today. Thank you guys as always for viewing and watching this channel, and I will see you next time. Peace. You know what's kind of funny? I had this one little Goniopora I bought in an auction. It's like literally just like a little frag. I, for the life of me, can't find it. I don't know where I put it. It's not behind any rocks. I've literally looked everywhere. I just can't find it.